Do you miss your avoidant ex, or do you miss the version of them that only existed in your mind? Because sometimes, what hurts the most isn't losing them. It's losing the future you imagined with them. If you still find yourself thinking about them late at night, replaying old conversations, remembering how it felt when everything seemed perfect in the beginning, you're not weak. You are emotionally invested in someone who is emotionally unavailable. At first, they felt different. They made you feel seen, understood, connected. And just when you started opening your heart, they slowly began pulling away. Their replies changed. Their energy shifted. Their presence faded. And suddenly you were left questioning everything. What did I do wrong? Why did they change? Why does it still hurt? Here's something no one tells you. Avoidants don't leave because you weren't enough. They leave because closeness feels unsafe to them. You didn't imagine the connection. It was real. But their fear of emotional intimacy was stronger than their desire to stay. And that's what makes this kind of breakup so painful. Not the ending, but the confusion. Not the distance, but the unanswered questions. Today, we're going to talk about why avoidants pull away, what's really happening inside their mind, and why missing them doesn't mean you lost your value. Because once you understand this, you'll stop blaming yourself and start seeing the truth. They didn't leave because you loved too much. They left because closeness made them uncomfortable. Avoidants don't fear love. They fear dependence. In the beginning, everything felt effortless. They were charming, attentive, and emotionally present. You felt chosen. You felt special. You felt safe opening your heart. Those early conversations felt deep. The laughs felt real. The connection felt rare. And just when you started believing in something meaningful, they changed. Their replies became shorter. Their warmth slowly faded. Plans started feeling uncertain. Distance quietly entered the relationship. And before you even realized what was happening, you were the only one trying to keep things alive. You started overthinking every message, rereading old texts, wondering when the shift happened. Here's the painful truth most people don't talk about. They didn't wake up one morning and decide to stop caring about you. Their nervous system simply went into survival mode. For avoidance, emotional closeness doesn't feel comforting. It feels overwhelming. Connection activates their deepest fear, losing control, losing independence, or being emotionally exposed. So instead of leaning into love, they pull away, not because you did something wrong, but because intimacy feels like danger to them, and that leaves you carrying confusion in your heart. You start asking yourself questions that slowly eat away at your confidence. Was I too much? Did I move too fast? Was I not enough? But the reality is this: you didn't push them away. Their unresolved emotional patterns did. You offered consistency. They felt pressure. You offered connection. They felt trapped. And while you were trying to build something real, they were trying to protect themselves. That's why this kind of breakup hurts differently. Because you're not just grieving a person, you're grieving the version of them who showed you love before fear took over. You don't miss them. You miss the emotional connection you never fully received. What you're really longing for is the closeness that almost existed, the conversations that never fully happened, the safety you were hoping to feel. Avoidants usually learn very early in life that relying on others is unsafe. Maybe their emotions were ignored. Maybe they had to grow up too fast. Maybe they learned that vulnerability leads to disappointment. So they adapted. They became independent, detached, self-protected. Not because they wanted to be distant, but because distance felt safer than closeness. Instead of expressing emotions, they learned to suppress them. Instead of asking for support, they learned to handle everything alone. That's why they appear calm on the outside, cold, unbothered. But inside, they feel just as deeply. They simply don't know how to stay present with those feelings without shutting down. Here's something important to understand. You cannot heal someone who doesn't feel safe being emotionally close. No amount of love will make them open. No amount of patience will remove their fear. No amount of understanding will rewrite their childhood patterns. Because healing doesn't come from being loved harder. It comes from self-awareness. Avoidants don't change when someone proves their worth. They change when they finally face their own emotional wounds. And this is where many people get stuck. They keep giving more, explaining more, waiting longer, hoping that one day the avoidant will finally choose connection. But love cannot replace inner work. You can offer safety. You can offer compassion. You can offer consistency. But you cannot do the healing for them. And realizing this isn't painful. It's freeing, because it reminds you that their emotional distance was never a reflection of your value. It was a reflection of their unresolved inner world. Sometimes people enter your life not to stay forever, but to show you what emotional unavailability feels like. Not to break you, but to help you recognize your worth. If they chose distance, let them go. You don't have to chase someone who isn't ready to meet you emotionally. You don't have to convince anyone to care. You deserve consistency. You deserve emotional safety. You deserve a connection where love doesn't disappear when things get real. Missing them doesn't mean you made the wrong choice. It simply means you cared deeply, and that's not a weakness. That's your strength. But now, it's time to turn that care inward. It's time to choose peace over confusion, clarity over waiting, self-respect over attachment. You don't heal by holding on to people who couldn't stay present. You heal by honoring your own emotional needs. Let this be the moment you stop questioning your value. Let this be the moment you release what no longer serves your growth, because the right people won't make you feel unsure. They won't disappear when emotions show up. They won't make love feel complicated. If this message connected with your heart, write in the comments, "I choose emotional peace." Support this video by liking it and share it with someone who might need this reminder today. And if you're on a healing journey, subscribe for more psychology wisdom. Remember, healing doesn't begin when someone comes back. Healing begins when you finally choose yourself.